Welcome to the walkthrough of frequently made mistakes when I reviewed the Assignment 1 submissions for CS3251 in summer of 2023. First, make sure to comment your code thoroughly as per the instructions at this link. Code that is not commented thoroughly henceforth will simply not be reviewed. Second, please don't make any changes to the skeletons. So don't add the copy constructor or the assignment operator or a subscript operator or this other operator. I'm not even sure what it does. It doesn't really make any sense. And also don't add any data members to this class. We'll talk a bit more about why not to do that later, but we haven't really covered those topics in thorough detail, so people were doing strange things, and I don't think you should be held accountable for doing stuff that we haven't covered yet, so just don't do that. In particular, this copy constructor is not correct, so please remove it, and don't add extra fields or data members as it's called in C++. This implementation is also not implemented correctly, so please remove it. Let's take a look at the destructor now. It's not necessary to check whether marray is not equal to null pointer, since this will be done by operator delete, so there's no need to replicate that in user code. Down here, don't call the reset method in the destructor. That has some additional logic that you don't need in a destructor. And down here, you don't need to reset marray to null pointer here. If an object is accessing its fields or data members after the destructor runs, there's something else hideously wrong in your program, and so you don't need to guard against that. Let's take a look at some issues with reset. Make sure that you first check to make sure that the marray field is not equal to the parameter before doing whatever you do next. Most people did the next part correctly, they just didn't have the check. This is the wrong check. You don't want to be checking to see if the parameter is equal to null. You want to check to see whether or not it's not equal to marray. And then down here, make sure that you check to see if marray is not equal to array or the parameter before doing any code. Don't call reset. You don't want to be doing the reset call here. Let me rephrase that. This was factoring out code, but then the code was repeated down here. So don't do that, and remove any unnecessary data members. For the isNonNull method, please simplify this method to use just a simple comparison to return marray not equal to null pointer. There's no need of doing all this ceremony with if-else statements and returns and so on. And down here, make sure that you get in the habit of using the standard swap function or swap method here. That's cleaner than writing the code yourself and much more STL-like. And then finally, there's no need to check to see if this not equal to the array that's passed as a parameter. Doing the swapping here really doesn't cause any problems, and this extra check is going to cause overhead for the unlikely case where you're going to be swapping something that you've already got. So everything is fine the way it is. So that's the end of the walkthrough of frequently made mistakes for assignment 1. Please make sure that you address those mistakes and push your updated solution to your repository by the deadline that's shown in the GitLab wiki entry.